Greetings and happy new year and salutations. And it is today, Friday, the 5th of January, and we're a day late. I mean, I had a monologue yesterday because Rudy was supposed to dial in. He couldn't make it. He was in Chicago. Jamie fell asleep. Was that what you did?
I fell asleep because you didn't tell me the time.
There you go. There you have it. But here we are. It is Friday, and we're ready for the weekend. Usually we do this on Thursday. So, but I was on yesterday. It was just a really short and weird conversation that may or may not be removed from YouTube. But yeah, so that's how it goes. This is we're just going to do a chit chat about one subject today, and the one subject today is elite status. And a lot of people, they chase after elite status like nobody's business. And I think it has to do with a lot of reasons, like, if there are, what kind of, what point you are in your life, and where how it looks for many reasons, how much money you want to spend, what job you have, your situation. But there are very many ways to get elite status. So that's the subject we're going to talk about today. So I'm joined today again by Marshall Jackson, who is reporting from the nation's capital. He is a cruise expert and also a long-term frequent flyer over the years with various airlines. Welcome to the show again, Marshall.
Hey, thanks, Tommy. It seems like it's been a minute.
Yeah, I looked at how many live streams we did since from August till the end of the year. It seems like we had a lot of stuff going on, didn't it?
Yeah, no doubt. And then the holidays came, and
there was that. We did have the holiday and that kind of stuff. And yeah, but good news, we're back, and we're also joined by Jamie. Jamie is a writer, blogger. He writes for Upgraded Points, and has also been, also frequently writes for various types of media. He also helps us run the Frequent Travel University events for the year, and is also he's got a long time love for American Airlines, I think. Is that correct?
Something like that.
Something like
a tolerable relationship.
Tolerable relationship. Yeah.
Long time love.
Long time love. My mistress to sea, or my mistress the CRJs. So yeah, I mean, at the end, what do you think? What's your plan, Marshall? What's in your wallet? Like the commercial says.
Tommy, I'll tell you, I'm not chasing status. At least not right now. I have lifetime gold with AA, which is, it is what it is. Hey, you can get an exit row for free on, 24 hours before check-in. My 3 or 4 big personal trips a year, I'll buy first class if I really want it. I'm not going to get upgraded as a gold. And heck, some of the routes I fly, the upgrade lists are 70 people long. You're not going to get upgraded as an executive platinum, at least not complimentary in a lot of markets. But, is what it is. It's good enough. This will be coming up. I'm coming up on the first year that I will not have Delta status for a while. Been several years, but my Atlanta career is over, and at least for now. And I live 20 minutes from DCA. American's going to be the airline I fly the most, so I will stick with them. But I may or may not have snuck in a Alaska status match based on that. Expiring Delta status there at the end of the year. But,
yeah,
we'll see how much
they're snugly together there. So, but you also start talking about gold. It also gives you, for those who are infrequent flyers, who take if a frequent flyer in the airlines view has changed a lot, especially when we're talking about American. It's all about not even how much money you spend on an airline anymore. Jamie, that's definitely the story for American, and you follow that pretty closely.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was saying before we came on here that I'm short for EP right now, and that's actually kind of unusual for me. I've usually been well ahead of the game, but I'm 10,000 loyalty points short. I'll make it. I've got some trips planned, so that's not a big deal. But I did actually start in really November, December to start shopping through that American shopping portal. Normally, I've just kind of ignored that, and I've said, the hell with it. It's not worth the time. Half the time, the crap doesn't track through there. You got to follow up. But I said, you know what? I've got to get some gifts for some people. So I went through Harry and David on there and ordered a bunch of stuff, and it tracked, and I got, like 10, 15,000 loyalty points. So that kind of may be a strategy moving forward, is to dedicate some shopping stuff through there. In the end, I'll make it. But, I've been seeing a lot of chatter online that people are dropping down to Platinum Pro, at least if you're on American, because that's kind of the sweet spot. So we'll see what next year brings. I'll let, when you fly, I've got a bunch of Alaska trips, and Alaska really credits to American very nicely. So I think that'll kind of tip the scale for me. But if I do drop down, I think Platinum Pro is at least a good place to land. It's not horrible.
Right. Yeah, so my story is a little bit different. I used to live in Chicago, and American had a decent presence there back in the day, also. But came from Europe. I lived in Europe. I grew up in Europe, and when I moved to the U.S., it was a subconscious shift to stay with Star Alliance and with United then in Chicago, and I have lifetime status with them. So I'm, set, that's obviously a much more valuable because of the lounge access you get a Star Alliance Gold forever. And, but, I'm not banking on any upgrades at all because of that. And that's obviously the thing that what was the most valuable thing for status domestically, is that you got those complimentary upgrades. But seems like that's kind of changed in the last few years. So it's not really that interesting anymore. And it's not something that we can, bank on, or that really for those long flights. I think that the airline that kind of is best with that is probably Alaska. Wouldn't you say, Jamie?
Yeah, definitely. And I got to say, my upgrade percentage on American has tanked. I mean, if Marshall thinks it's bad as a gold, it is. It's bad as an EP. I mean, I'm number 10, 15 on some lists. I think I was on like 18 one flight out of Miami. I mean, it's bad. So if you want first, you just got to buy it at this point.
Right. And also, yeah, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to chime in real quick. I flew from Dallas to DC a couple of weeks ago on American, and they were selling upgrades for $146.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm going to click on that all day long, every day on a 3-hour flight.
Yeah, and that's been my strategy also. I mean, I have a little bit of a different approach to status. When I fly across the water, I credit to British Airways, and for those type of flights that I have, because when I live in California, so I have a flagship lounge in LA. If I fly on American or I fly on BA, I get access to. I'm a BA Silver now, but I'm just about to get back onto the threshold after a couple of years break up to Gold again, which kind of is I wouldn't call it a big deal, but it's good. It's within the US. It's kind of a sweet spot. You only need 600 tier points. Which, for those who are not familiar with BA's program, is a transatlantic flight in business class is 140 tier points. And in premium economy, it's 90. So it's 600 points total at first class. So a hop from here. Melinda just was very close to. She was only 10 tier points away from. So from getting BA Silver. BA is different. They have their qualification years is from when you join, not like a calendar year like the other guides do. Actually, SAS has the same thing. But she took a flight. She was looking for a flight to get her BA Silver status, because when she goes on American on a few flights, it's kind of, you get better treatment with them than you get by their own members, because you can get in the lounge with that on domestic flights, which is obviously kind of a big deal, because those flagship lounges are kind of nice. So she took from here. It's $139 in first to LA. It's $139, $149 to Santa Ana on Alaska, I think, or is it San Diego, to Seattle from here, often between 139 and 159, 179, just to flat out buy first class. And that makes it very, very easy to earn the status that you want with British Airways. But also, that also gets you out of the cabin, like you said, the upgrades. When I was visited you, Marshall, back in mid-November, or actually the last week, the first week, I was there for Halloween.
Halloween. Yeah, you got the trick or treat experience.
Yeah, your neighborhood is quite the melting pot of social cultures and stuff. I love it. I think it's amazing, except for when you're
except for the carjackings, right?
Yeah, except for the
Amazon ripoffs also.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that day I paid the upgrade from I ended up not. I had a change in plans and stuff, so I ended up not flying the route that I was supposed to have. But from Dallas to Atlanta was $99 to upgrade to first, and the difference in price from SAC to Dallas, which is a 3.5-hour flight. It's pretty far. I mean, you're going places, and the difference in price for buying the ticket from $180 something for Maine, not the basic economy, but for Maine, the difference was like $80. So I think it was $290 or $280 to buy that first class ticket. So that's how you do it, and that's obviously how a lot of people are doing it in the air. And I feel like is it worth it? I think that it's worth it to get the check bags if you check bags, and obviously that to pick a seat is worth it. Southwest, you don't really have to worry about it because Southwest has 2 check bags for free, and it is the snuggle system on board. You can snuggle up to whoever you want when you board. So obviously that might be a good gig. I feel like I'm not worried about it this year. I'm gonna get BA Gold, and it's gonna suck to maybe lose it again. This year, I've got probably 3 or 4 trips across the pond planned, but that's it. I don't have anything else. It's not going to be like this year when I had done more.
How close are you to lifetime?
BA? 1/3 of the way, so I'm far away from lifetime. So it'll be an interesting gig. But I think that the Alaska credit card, right? It's what is it? $100 a year?
I think
something like that. And you get check bags for you and everybody in your party. You get what else do you get out of benefits and that kind of stuff? You get boarding with not with the dirt, but like between elites and dirt, and discounts on buying seats and various things like that. If you want to be cut in line and board early, just get a credit card for it. United has the Explorer card. It gives you 2 coupons to get into the lounge. Right, just right off the bat, right there, you have that. And what does American have in the lower tier? They have the Platinum card. What does that get?
Yeah,
free Wi-Fi pass. Yeah.
So I mean, at the end of the day, if you take 2 or 3 trips on an airline, it's. I honestly don't see it. I don't see the value anymore. I'm definitely not gonna. Never ever. Even if I flew for, if somebody else is paying, I would say it's the only reason why. But this year, it'll be interesting to see because we have Delta now requiring a massive amounts of spend in order to get top tier. So I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see. American system. We've talked about this a lot this year. American systems. It's Jamie who flew. How many trips have you taken on American this year?
Too many.
Right. I mean, so let's say you've flown 50 flights.
Yeah.
But we have that guy in the one of those EP groups, the guy who owns the lumber yard down in Texas, right? We've used him as an example earlier. The guy put frickin' $200,000 a month on his card. Guess what? He beats the crap out of you on that upgrade.
He does.
All of us on that upgrade.
And that's why I'm dropping on the list. It's these guys racking up those points on the card. And
right. So American has figured out that, it's just a bank. It's a transaction. Yeah. And it's more valuable for them to sell credit card points to Citi and Barclays, right?
Sure.
It's by far more important for them. And people are stupid enough to put money on cards that earns very, 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 very little return of investment. I mean, if you put it on an Amex, if you put dining on an Amex, even on a Bilt card or whatever the case may be, it's a loss. It's a huge loss of revenue. And for some, that guy also, he flies like 5-6 trips a year. He goes to Cancun a couple of times. He goes to New York once. He goes to Milwaukee to see his tree guy where he gets the lumber from and stuff. It's like
He's probably getting upgraded on that Milwaukee flight,
Right.
and maybe
Right.
even
Yeah, I honestly, people it's a beautiful, loyalty is a beautiful thing, or loyalty is a beautiful thing. But let's talk a little bit about hotels. Hotels is a little bit different. So how do we feel about hotels? Marshall, you're a kind of an outlier. You get misty eyed when we talk about Kimpton, right?
I do. Especially the Kimpton of yesteryear.
Mhm.
But the pandemic came, and that was the end of my my West Coast work, or a lot of travel to the West Coast, and we've since done some different things out there with the office. So I don't fly out there anymore, and I haven't stayed at a Kimpton. I spent all my points maybe 2021, 22 up in New York, and haven't been back to Kimpton, unfortunately, and I miss them. But I'm lifetime platinum with Marriott, or Marriott, I think is a proper pronunciation. And yeah, it's good enough for me. Yeah, you get lounge access, and hey, thanks to my years as Starwood Platinum, that last year put me over the top for lifetime platinum. So
Cool. So Jamie, what about? Wait, before, what about your Hyatt game, Marshall? What's going on with that?
yeah, I don't have much Hyatt game. I do have the credit card. It's I spend the free night every year, and but now that I am lifetime platinum, I may up my Hyatt game a little bit, because the good thing about being lifetime platinum is I never actually have to stay at a Marriott again, and until unless I need to, which is
Right.
fine. They're reliable, but I can play around with Hyatt some, and which I'm looking forward to doing.
Jamie, what's your hotel game going to look at like this year?
I renewed Globalist, and Globalist I think will be a slam dunk for this year. I've got a trip to Hawaii, which will get me like 10 or 11 nights, and then I'm going to Singapore in May. That'll get me about the same night. So I'll be fine with a smattering of other stuff on there. And I still find value in Hyatt. I think the suites I've had are quite generous. The fact that you can confirm them for a week in advance and some other stuff. I mean, I've gotten some real good value. I just crossed over lifetime platinum like Marshall 2 days ago at the start of the new year for Marriott. So that's done at least for lifetime. I don't know. I'll probably keep the credit card, even though the credit card gets you platinum. It gives you that free night up to 85,000, which I just used about a month ago in Salzburg. Like, I used it at that Hotel Goldner Hirsch, which was retailing like $900 a night. So even if you take out the annual fee from it, I think it's a decent-ish deal. I may cancel it. I'll kind of feel it out and see.
Which card did you have?
What is it? The Brilliant, I think it is. Whatever the
Brilliant.
the one that gets you platinum. Which now, if I've got lifetime platinum, what's the point?
Yeah, I honestly don't think it's a great card if you're like stuck right in between. But I mean, I think you get platinum. You've always kind of been platinum, or aren't you even titanium this year?
I am titanium, and I'll probably get titanium for next year because it gives you, what is it? I think
25
is
plus
it 25
15
nights, and then I've got the business card too, which gets you, I think, 15 nights, which
Right.
then gets you 40. I'll probably hit titanium kind of naturally with that difference in there.
Yeah, I myself, I had 42 nights this year with Marriott, and 15 out of the credit card, because I have the Ritz-Carlton one, the one
Right.
it's a little bit. I feel like that card is just better value than the other one.
Yeah.
The other one's too expensive. $650 for. Are you kidding me? That's not worth it. That's just not a good play. And I'm lifetime titanium. I was one of the first lifetime platinums with Starwood back in the day, and was briefly ambassador there before the merger and before everything went to shoot with with that. But they still keep like Hyatt now has the new. We'll talk about Hyatt in a minute, but they have these awards at 50 and 75, so you kind of have to quote unquote maintain it,
Right.
in order to get the awards. I mean, the Sweet Night Awards for me have actually been good. I've always been Europe and Asia, been able to get some really nice suites for. I mean, I've had the George Sank $3,000-4,000 suite at the Gritty Palace, and that's a hotel that's starts at $1,100 a night in Venice, and the St. Regis in Rome and whatnot. So I feel like that is worth it, but it's not worth it enough for me to actually go out of my way to stay, because as you said, what Marriott does, what makes Marriott unattractive, is that they have so many brands, and every brand that they have their benefits they vary from brand to brand. You go to a Courtyard hotel, you get $10 a day to spend on breakfast. Yeah. And of course, while everything else has gone up, that has stayed put at $10, right? It's been $10 forever. But then you can go to a full service Marriott, which, has a club lounge and maybe whatever breakfast if the lounge is closed and whatnot like that. But in domestic US, there will always be a discussion about what that's supposed to be. Remember I remember, Jamie, the Renaissance in Dallas, the one that's by the convention center. Mm-hmm. Remember, we had breakfast in there, and there was like, oh no, you have to, if you want this, you have to pay $12 extra.
Right.
It's like,
yeah,
get the hell out of here with that.
Yeah,
stuff.
and they closed that club on weekends too, so everybody was forced to go down to the restaurant.
Exactly, and also not to mention the fact that you go to an AC hotel, then nothing is included. In addition, it's not included. St. Regis it is, Ritz-Carlton it's not. So it's like, what the hell? Luxury Collection is included, and St. Regis breakfast is included, but for Edition and for Ritz-Carlton it's not. It's just messy, and it's also for people who don't follow like this is the miles and points stuff, like it's their son. It annoys people. I mean, I see the comments in all of these Facebook groups around there on Reddit and stuff. People get pissed off from that. It's unnecessary, and it makes it messy. So that's where Hyatt really is making bank on the stuff that I think is that's why Hyatt is obviously, for me also, it's highest on the list. Will I make it? Yeah, I'll make it this year, but I'm sure there'll be some credit card spend that's going to have to motivate that, right? I don't really, I don't really travel as much as I used to, thankfully. But I think that there's now also a better case. And I think, Jamie, here's a prediction. I think that you're going to stay more at Hyatt, and Marriott's going to drop for you this year because of those milestone rewards.
100%. And honestly, I don't need to do as much to go after Marriott. If I drop, I get platinum because I'm lifetime, right? I don't have an incentive to go after it anymore.
Right.
I've got every incentive to go after Hyatt, because if you have lifetime globalist, I mean, you're kind of king of the world at that point.
Yeah, let's chat. You look at, why don't we take a peek at that a little bit? Briefly. We're just about done, but let me take a peek at I wanted to share the lifetime awards. Can you go? Oh, there we go. So they've changed that a lot, right? And I talked a little bit about yesterday that the increase in fraud about the guest of honors and all that, all the gifting that you can do now to pretty much anybody. The FGU owns a Hyatt Facebook group with about what's called World of Hyatt, and also a globalist only group, which has about 4,000 something members, and the big group, the World of Hyatt group, has about 20,000. And we've seen a lot of people trying to give away or sell awards and things like that you're not supposed to be doing. But let's look. So we covered that yesterday. But here are the milestone rewards. So after 20 qualifying nights or 35,000 base points, that's a little bit out of whack, isn't it? So you get here are the choices you have. 2K next stay award. Earn 2,000 bonus points for your next stay at Hyatt Place, Hyatt House, captioned by Hyatt. What the hell is that? Are they trying to be Marriott now with new brands? What's a caption by Hyatt?
I have no idea.
Sounds like another play on lifestyle branding to me. I have no idea.
Not your basic hotel. That's the description of it. Yeah.
Nice. That sounds like a marketing. That sounds like the guy at Moxie finally got canned from Marriott and moved over to Hyatt. Yeah. or the 2 club access awards, which is useless for us, for Jamie and I, but probably great for you,
I'd take
Marshall, because you get the access. I think it's up to 7 nights for those awards, isn't it, Jamie?
Yeah, and but you know, they're not necessarily totally useless for a globalist, because if you get them, you can at least gift them now, right? They're not
Right.
just good in your account. So, I mean, if I wanted to gift one to a friend or whatever, that's
Or sell
totally
them on eBay.
well. That's one way to get your account shut
Then
down.
you have 30 qualifying nights, and that's the category 1 through 4. And with a credit card, you automatically get a category 1 through 4. So there you go. With 30 nights and the credit card, you get 2 free 1 through 4. What are some good examples? So 1 through 4, that's pretty much useless, or are we seeing any good hotels where you can use 1 through 4?
I think it depends. I mean, I've got one that's expiring in March, and I'm using it at that Hyatt Regency JFK that's running for $350 a night. So I think it all just depends on what you can find. But unfortunately, they removed a lot of the sweet spots from there, moving a lot of the 4s up to 5s, and so I think you just got to play around with it. But there's a few airport hotels that I think are good because the
Yeah,
rates.
the Ondas in Vienna. That's a category.
That's a
1 through
4. Yep.
So that's a great hotel, and also the one in Munich, even though their location is bad on that.
What I wish they would do, just if somebody out there from Hyatt is listening, that's the one great thing I love about Marriott is they did that top up thing where you could use the cert plus up to 15,000 points. If Hyatt did that, it would be a golden goose. But I don't know if
for you or for them.
Well, don't know.
And then, so in addition to that, at 30, you get 2K for the next stay. You get 2,000 bonus points for your next stay at the same hotels that nobody wants to stay at. And but sometimes we have to all the time. Then you have at the 40 nights level, you get a guest of honor awards. That's kind of interesting, though, that it used to be you could do as many guest of honors as you wanted before. Now it's limited. So, but that's obviously because they don't want people to sell their stuff. I mean, I have a hefty balance. Actually, I just redeemed at the Park Hyatt Vendôme for a trip, so I don't have a hefty balance anymore. But 2 days ago I had a hefty balance, and I could have probably gifted a lot of people, and that's probably how they're going to try. Do you think, Jamie, that's the reason why they have that limitation?
I don't know. I know there's a lot of chatter. I mean, you can see it in the Hyatt group now of people that are all pissed off. Oh, I can't do guest of honor anymore. Oh, they removed the whatever. I mean, I don't know that I even ever guest of honored somebody. Maybe once.
I kind of do it. I kind of do it. I was going to do it. So we're going to Melinda's mom, if she's with us, and we know that the hotels are not willing to give us. So we stayed at the Hyatt Murano, for example, with our guests, and they didn't want to give us a breakfast for the second room. What the hell is that?
Did not want to?
They did not want to do it. They only gave it for the room except for our room.
I mean, technically, I think they're in compliance. But,
exactly. That's why the guest of honor was good, because then you can, because the points there is like the low end points. I think it's like 8,000 or 9,000 or something like that. So you can gift it, and then whoever's with us, Melinda's mom or whatever the case may be, they will then be globalist, right? All right, so then you get you get a guest of honor, but you're right. Not a lot of people do it, but the people who are bartering and selling, and who people are doing manufactured spend and earning tons of points and wants to get rid of them, they obviously might be using it. And then you've got, in addition to the guest of honor, you get 5,000 points, and then you get. Is it one suite upgrade award?
It's a choice of. You can see it 5.
Yeah, I see it, but is it one?
One of them is 1. One of them is 2. I'd have to.
Yeah, so it's 1 for 40. Moving up to 50, you get no fun and games, but you get 2 upgrade awards. So now you're up to 3, right? Or 5,000 bonus fine. And the fine experience crap. What's that all about? Nobody cares.
Why don't you open up the chart I just texted you? I think it's a lot easier.
No, because I want to have description. I want to have a description here.
Yeah.
I want to have a description of each of them. So what is this fine thing anyways?
Isn't it where you can get like a curated something? I don't know, have a chef tasting or one of these weird.
And then you are at the normal. That's when you become actually globalist, right? That's the 60 level. Then you get 2 more guests of honor. So you have 3. and then you are up to 5 Sweet Night Awards if you pick that as a gig. And you get all of them, right?
Mhm.
And then you get a category 1 through 7, and or a category 8 through D all-inclusive resort. And then you got the My Hyatt Concierge, which is about as useful as yeah, let's not even go there.
See, I'm learning from you Hyatt guys. So
Right. And then
there's
get,
nothing to learn about Marshall when it comes to the My Hyatt Concierge. Just learn that it's useless.
all right, good to know.
so for each of the, so for 70, 80, and 90, you get to choose. At 70 nights, you do a guest of honor, and in addition, you get 10,000 bonus points or another suite or another curated experience. So that's at 70 and at 80 and at 90. And at 100 nights, you get a category 1 through 7 again. Nice. That's actually can be valuable. Although there are a lot of nice hotels now that are not category 7, they're category 8, right? Another suite or a Miraval Extra Night. Stay 1 eligible night at a Miraval resort and receive a complimentary second night. All right. And then we have the next ones are at each of the 110, 20, 30, and 40, you get another guest of honor for each of those. So you can get a ton of them. For those who are actually spending on credit cards, you can you can get a few. And then you choose the same thing. So that's pretty. And at the top, Ultimate Free Night Award. Stay a free night at any Hyatt all over the world, right? And in addition to the same awards as the previous. Jamie, where are you going to end up?
I ended up at 92 nights this past year. So, but again, some of that was from, some of those tours and whatnot. There's no way I'm going to get close to that. I think if I had to guess it, I'll hit Globalist. I'm going to hit Globalist no matter what. I'd say 70 nights.
Right. Yeah. Marshall, where are you going to get Explorist? Is that your goal, or?
We'll see. I could probably hit that if I try hard enough. I'm gonna do it's like last year. I'll do about 50 nights in hotels. I'm not.
Maybe you can ask the boss if you can put a major purchase on your credit card, like extension of a rail network.
Yeah, she would. She prefers her Royal Caribbean Visa card. So
there you go. There you go.
All
right.
There's an inside joke on that somewhere.
No kidding. Nah, I feel like the Hyatt, and also backup status. What about Hilton? Where Marshall? Where are you at with Hilton? You got
gold from the Amex Platinum.
Right. Jamie, you got the same setup as I do with the cards.
Yeah, I got the card, and I'm going to keep it because I've actually got a bunch of Hilton nights just because that's where a conference or whatever is this year, and I'm not going to cancel it. But we'll see for next year.
So I'm gonna get rid of one of those cards. I don't feel like the lower end one. I don't. So what's the story again with that?
Not the Aspire. The other. What's it called? The No, that's the Marriott one.
Let's look it up. So, I mean, Hilton is obviously is like the American Airlines of credit card or hotels, right? With the spending and all that stuff. You have the Surpass card, right?
Yes.
That's Surpass actually is not bad. If you spend $15K, you get a free night anywhere in the world. That's not horrible.
Did you get that, or did they change that?
Change it from what?
There was some changes to these cards.
That one, you now get a $50. They raise the annual fee on it, but you get a $50 a quarter credit at any Hilton hotel. It doesn't have to be used at a resort.
Right.
So you could just stay at a Hilton at the airport and just swipe your card and you'll get the credit.
Let me see here. So here we go. Earn a free night at 15,000. Yeah. So I'm probably going to keep that too, but probably the only reason I'm doing that is because we have our event is going to be at a Hilton, and there actually might be 2 events at Hilton's this year for this year. So I'm going to probably hang on to it because of that. I mean, the other card is automatically it's how much it's the annual fee is, what is it again? $550.
Yeah.
And for that, you get a free night, right? And then you get the same. Well, wait a minute. This is
you get Diamond for.
There you go. Yeah, I clicked it here, but I guess it didn't. The website didn't follow. 400 up to $200 in statements credits semi-annually, so twice a year you get 200. Have you? That's new, right?
No, it's not. That used to be 250 once a year at a resort. It's now they removed I think it was they removed the priority pass, if I'm not
They did.
mistaken. So it's now 200 half year and then 200 for the other half year, but only at a resort. Which for me in DC, the closest resort, I used it there a month ago, is actually in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. But there is not really any resorts over here. For you over there, you probably have
Whoa.
more. Yeah, I know.
I got a couple.
Don't get too excited.
What's going
Mark.
on in Lancaster?
You get to see the Hershey where
Yeah.
they make the world's worst chocolate.
The horse and
Oh,
buggy
wow. I had no
resort.
Right.
Understood.
You get apple pie and stuff. You know, they got
Right.
pies.
Right.
Yeah, no, the diamond status is not doing it for me. I think that what you get for the free night, though, you get a free night and then you get another free night when you make 30, right? When you pay 30. Will you spend 30 on the card?
Isn't
And
it
then
is it
also at
30 or
60.
60? Oh, so it's another one. Okay.
So you have a potential, if you spend 75K on the card, you have, you obviously get three free nights at any Hilton in all over the world. And I will tell you that I got the value out of my nights was substantial. I mean, we're talking, thousands of dollars, right? So it's obviously gig. And for the resort credit, you get 200 in the statement credits twice a year, though, up to $400. And then you get $200 flight credit, and that's per quarter, right?
Correct.
What
But
do you do? Get a gift card or?
Well, you can do that United Travel Bank thing, which is likely what I'm going to do, and that's just good for United flights.
And then Clear, which is, we have on many other cards.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about that, right? Wrapping this up. Are we, how much money Melinda was mentioning that yesterday. What are we talking about here for annual fees? Did you tally up how much money we're spending on annual fees? Jamie, did you do that?
No, but it's got to be at least, for me, it's probably at least 3,000, right?
I think it's more than that.
Maybe more. I've got the business platinum, personal platinum, Schwab platinum. I mean, that's
but that alone is $2,100.
right.
Yeah, see, I'm small ball. I've got the Amex Platinum. I gave up my reserve. I stepped it.
Yeah, but you're going to retire in 5 years, and we're not.
But,
so there's that.
And I've got the city executive card for Admirals Club.
Yeah,
which is probably the best value that one of the best values in high fee cards if you got to fly American.
Mm-hmm.
And
those
are my big annual fee cards.
I don't, no. I mean, the airport you're at, if that was my home airport, I would leave my house like 45 minutes before my flight left and go through Clear and go to the gate and leave. You're less than 10 minutes away from that.
I have stepped into an Uber from my doorstep and been in the Admirals Club in 17 minutes.
Yeah, but you have much better wine at your house. And you have other things than cheese cubes at your house.
Yeah, well, Tommy, I'm hoity-toity. I don't drink the free wine.
I don't get it. I don't have that. I have, BA silver or gold again. So for me, it doesn't matter anymore. I get in anyways. But I honestly, I flew Alaska out of DCA, and I didn't even think about it. I got there and I went to the gate and I got on the plane.
For the moment,
so
for me, it's worth it. We'll see. I am curious what the Centurion Lounge at DCA is going to look like when it finally opens.
There's a Centurion Lounge coming?
There
I had
will
no
be.
idea.
It is has been under construction for 2 years.
Jamie, don't you live like 3 minutes away from DCA?
I could walk there if I wanted. 20 minutes.
So you could just get a ticket and go into the lounge and then cancel and head back. That could be like your hangout.
That could be my hangout. There's also a Capital One lounge coming too.
To DCA?
DCA.
Beautiful.
We will see how things are. there are a lot of well-heeled Platinum and Centurion card holders around here. I'm fearful of what the crowding situation
Yeah.
look like.
Yeah, but a Capital
Let's-
One lounges really aren't that bad. I think that could be a good play. And
Sure.
that's $400 a year versus, however, how much is the American? Didn't the American raise the price on that card to like $550?
To $550.
So for me, so how many times do you are you at that Admirals Club at DCA?
Between 12, 15-ish, 15 to 20.
Beautiful. Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's just like where I live, we have the Centurion Studio, the espresso machine lounge, which had the espresso machine out of order since freaking 2019 until last year, June of last year. So it's, they're actually fair. So what is it? Aspire or something like that?
Escape.
I don't remember what it is, but I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not heartbroken. It's better food there than it is at the Admirals Club, and they have a full bar, but I'm not going out of my way to stop there. I guess I'm not a big lounger anymore, unless it's like champagne and Porsches driving you and stuff like that.
Yeah, I get it, but it's I still get the value out of it, and frankly, I fly just enough to be annoying, with American, and if something goes sideways, having access to the front desk at the Admirals Club is it's still worthwhile.
Yeah, and there you have it, and that's pretty much the conclusion here. Credit cards are more important than airline status because that's how you get into the lounge. That's how you get through security. Actually, with Clear for free and TSA for free, that all comes through credit cards. So, I mean, you do have priority lines also at the airport, but that means that you got to take your pants off and your shoes and your ear and your water and your whatever, right? So, so I think that the conclusion for me is that for you to be comfortable when you travel, credit cards are definitely the key to success for this year.
Yeah.
Big time.
All right. And it is Friday at January 5th. And tomorrow is not a celebration day. It is a day to remember. And we will have a great weekend. And thank you, gentlemen, for joining. And we'll see you guys next week.
Looking forward to it.
Giddy up, Cowboys. Ciao.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.